Hello, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm Will Dowling, and I'm here with my co-host Don Juan, and also the amazing Vicky Runs. Vicky, how are you doing
Both
today?
of us are here.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
we're doing great. We're feeling all the Valentine's Day vibes here out on the farm today, Will. How about you?
Fantastic day. Look, it's Valentine's Day. I'm gonna make some pink pineapple Dole Whip ice cream for my wife tonight, and it's gonna be a
Oh,
great day. Yeah,
wow. You're gonna have to give me that recipe. That sounds
yeah,
really fun.
I can do that. We got an ice cream maker over the weekend, and so we've been making every possible combination of ice cream we can think of. It's been an adventure, let me tell you.
Wow, that sounds a lot more romantic than my evening. We're getting together and having pizza and beer with some friends on
Hey,
Valentine's Day.
look, it
But you
sounds like a
know,
fun time to me.
I was gonna say, who tells you how you're supposed to be going out to a romantic dinner for Valentine's Day? Okay, you don't have to
Yeah,
necessarily do that on
look, I don't think
Valentine's
there are
Day.
actually any rules for Valentine's Day. If you want to stay home and eat ice cream or, get beer and pizza, like, by all means, I don't think that there are rules against that.
Well, I think we have some fun facts too around Valentine's Day or things that
Oh,
take
yeah.
place on this day, don't we?
Oh, yeah, totally. Lots of fun facts. So, thanks to Good Housekeeping Magazine, I Googled a few fun facts. And did you know that it was actually not until the 1840s in total, that we got our first mass produced Valentine's Day? Before that, they were all handmade.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
guess that makes sense, with the printing press, or I don't know when that was invented, but that does make a lot of sense. That lines up. Well, and I
yeah,
know that. So
absolutely.
I was invited out to some Galentine's Day celebrations this week, and so that doesn't take place, I don't think, on Valentine's Day. But there's also a Quirky Alone Day, right? Like International Quirky Alone Day that happens on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, absolutely. For
So
those of you that are single, right? Yeah.
yeah, so hey, you don't have to be with a loved one necessarily to celebrate the day, and yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny. And
I love
then
that.
what is the so of course, my notes are I've got a little bit going on here.
Yeah, you've got the real star of the show has decided that he's making his appearance now, and I see.
He's being very bossy today,
It's
I don't know
Valentine's
what
Day. He
that's
wants his
about.
Valentine Day.
He does. He wants his snacks. He wants his
Either
snacks that
that
I
or he
have in
wants
my
to eat your
pocket.
show notes again.
Yes, well, it's an iPad, so hopefully he doesn't eat my show notes this time.
That would be
So
mildly inconvenient.
here we go. So 250 million roses are grown in preparation for Valentine's Day each year. Did you know that?
That is a ton of roses. Like, I don't even know if I could visualize how many roses 250 million roses is. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's definitely more roses than we have field today.
Yeah. Well, apparently they don't even like to grow in cold weather. So you have to, like, there
Mhm.
are shipments that come from all over the place: Ecuador, Kenya, Colombia. So
Yeah.
I know that it would be interesting if they had like made from, how they have like the made from stickers, if they had that on roses, so you could really understand which country they came from. But I just thought
I
that
love
that was
that.
kind of a fun fact.
Look, I love
All
that. And
right.
you think about it, it's it's we're on the north half of the equator. So yeah, it's a little bit wintry for some people here, except if you're in Florida. So yeah,
Yes.
roses are slightly out of season. So thank you for everybody south of the equator for growing our roses for us. We
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
appreciate that.
So
And
go
go for it.
ahead.
So yeah, I'm sitting here looking at you and our favorite co-host Don Juan, and did you know that people also spend millions of dollars on gifts for their pets for Valentine's Day, to the tune of like $27.5 million on pet gifts for Valentine's Day?
That's so interesting to me. Like, what are people buying? I guess like heart-shaped
Yeah.
cat treats and dog treats. Like, what do you buy on Valentine's Day for your furry
I
friends?
mean, right. I mean, just everything. Like apparently it's looking at my notes here. Apparently, it's actually $751 million in 27 million households. So,
Wow.
wow, people really love getting their pets Valentine's presents. I didn't know that until just yesterday when I was doing this research.
On Good Housekeeping. Well, I'll tell you what, I did not get any special donkey or heart-shaped treats for Don Juan, but he just gets these little peppermint treats that he absolutely loves. So he smells them in my pocket, and that's why he's hanging out with us today. But that is really fun. Well, so let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on Connect-wise.
Yeah, always.
What's happening in your world?
Oh my gosh. So, we are bringing back our demystifying AI series that we've been doing, and we're actually turning it into a practical AI series. So we spent last year demystifying everything. Everything. It's all demystified, every single bit of it. You should watch the whole series. But this year we're going to start talking about practical AI, using AI in your MSP practice. So we're going to be taking use cases, walking through those, and really just kind of giving it a more hands-on approach this year to really just kind of help drive home and get everybody up to speed with what's going on, because everything's moving so fast in the world of AI. It's hard to keep up. What about you, Vicki?
That is true. So yesterday we hosted a integration series for vendors, Matt Preston and I, and who's been with the company for 12 years, and he's been working with vendors for years on PSA integrations, and we've got team members that have helped with the RMM integrations as well. But this was kind of the Integration 101 kickoff. We're going to be having a monthly webinar series educating vendors on how they can connect into the ASIO platform. So we know there's a lot of questions around, what value do you get now? What are the integration points and common services that I have access to at this point versus in the future? And so we're educating, we're walking through how to actually build these integrations step by step as well. So yesterday we covered billing and company mapping and ticketing, and we showed vendors what the developer network is and how to get their own test environments as well. If you have any questions, by the way, and you're a vendor listening in and you weren't on that webinar, please hit me up, PM me, because I want to make sure that you get access to that information as well. And the screen or the QR code that we have up here on the screen is for our next episode, which is February 13th. And we'll be going over what it takes to build a basic CW RMM integration. So we'll be focusing on alerts and agent installs and custom fields for that one. And then we'll be doing a deeper dive into CW RMM the following. So again, we want to make sure that we're giving people the information that they need to be able to, get the value that they want out of ASIO. So make sure that you join us for those. And that's what I've got.
Awesome. I'm so excited about that. Look, with as much as both of us have been doing in the world of ASIO, I'm so excited to see integrations really kind of taken off, because this is where we start to bring everything together. And I'm so excited that you're working with that series.
Yes. And so the thing that we were talking to vendors about yesterday was the fact that, there's definitely more common services and more API connecting points that are going to be coming in, and we'll be making vendors aware as those come out. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to wait to start your integration journey right now. Don Juan, can you please get out of here?
He says no. He's here for his show.
Yeah, right. And then there's actually another QR code that we have. If Jessica, if you could put that up on the screen go one more slide. One more. There you go. Awesome. So this is our ConnectWise community, and we have a virtual developer community within the ConnectWise community. And so that thread is always going off with vendors and MSPs asking questions and having access to our product teams to be able to work on those integrations. So if you're a vendor, you're listening in, and you haven't joined that community yet, I highly, highly recommend that you jump in now, because again, there's thousands of people there. There's always conversations. You get access to the product managers directly. So make sure that you take use of it and join us.
That's so exciting. The virtual community for the developer network is amazing. Just seeing all of the stuff that everybody's building, that everybody's doing is always fun. Now, I want to jump back one slide real quick, because something I saw that I want to call out, and that is the innovation series. There's always so much going on here at ConnectWise. It's hard to keep up with what we're actually doing, what we're actually delivering, what's been delivered, what's coming, all of that. There's QR code right there. click it, that's going to take you to our product innovation series, where every single month, one of our business units takes over the series and talks about what they're doing, what's coming, what they've delivered recently, to just really help keep you more informed. Because we know it's hard to stay up to speed with everything that's going on. So this month, our UMM team, so Unified Monitoring and Management, is going to be talking about everything, automate everything, ConnectWise RMM, et cetera, and really kind of diving into like what they're doing, where they're going, to give you the information that you need, so that we can kind of meet you where you are. But definitely check out that series. It's awesome. And then after that, the next month is going to be cybersecurity. So
yes. Which leads us to our first guest that we have today. Yes, John Harden is joining us from Auvik. He's the director of strategy and technology evangelism. How you doing, John?
I am doing well. I am staying warm. I was doing a little bit of the warm up back here, but I'm committed to the bit, and we're doing this in the field. So
we
love
it. We are. And, we were just talking, Will was just talking about the product innovation series and, the premier network monitoring offering that we have in CWRMM that's going to be covered there. But we thought, the stars aligned a few months ago, right? Where we said, we got to have John on the show. And that's why you're here with us to talk a little bit about, the partnership that ConnectWise and Auvik have together. And that's why we wanted to share this really special Valentine's Day card with you, John and Auvik team.
I'm excited. Oh,
yes,
that's good.
We make a great pair.
That is good. I don't. Who came up with that? Was that you?
Our amazing creative team did. Macy Jones and her team. They're so creative. They're so fun. We have this wonderful Valentine's to share with you here, and then, if anybody else is reading, sorry, I'm trying to look here with my Valentine's Day glasses. We have a blog series that you can have access to. I think Jessica, our amazing producer, is going to drop that in the comments. But we love you guys, John. It's been a long time that we've been working together with you, and we wanted to hear, before we dive into the partnership, tell us a little bit about you, John. Who is John Harden? What do you do at Auvik, and where are you right now?
I know. All right, so a little bit about me, John Harden. I've been in the MSP community, MSP world, for about 16 years. Started as a tier 1 tech, but made my way through kind of the technology pathway of a founder, and then joined Auvik through acquisition back in 2022. And then here at Auvik now, I'm doing all sort of things. Strategy gives me a lot of fun, free reign. So does technology evangelism. But little things inside the company. AI, Will, I heard that. I'm excited to demystify AI. I'm all about practical AI.
I love it.
Let's check on that one. And then
we will.
Some of these partnerships, I'm out here just representing Auvik and some of this ConnectWise relationship. It's really exciting to me to be able to get back out in the community that I've been a part of for so long. And where am I at? So, all right, I am here in my city in Carmel, Indiana. But I'm at a special spot here, this little breakfast nook. I'm curious if the person that I had breakfast with this morning is tuning in. And I had to sit here, so I couldn't figure out where I was going to do the field report until this morning, when I was at breakfast for a business meeting, and this nice old couple next to us saw us having a meeting and bought our breakfast and started a pay it forward chain. And I was just aghast. Like this had never happened to me. I was actually paralyzed because I was like standing up there to go pay, and it's one of those, you bring up the check. I actually had no idea how to react to this thing because it's never happened to me. And so
I love that.
I kind of made a mistake. I just left. I was kind of like so in awe that it happened. I just left and I didn't pay it forward. So now I have to go back and pay it forward. So that's why I'm back out here this morning. It's a really long story, but what a fun start to Valentine's Day.
I love that.
Really
it's just so unexpected.
Have you guys ever? Okay, so this has never happened like at a Starbucks line or at a coffee shop. I feel like I've had somebody do that before, like in a drive-through line, but like not in an actual restaurant, a sit-down restaurant.
Nope. I went to Dunkin' earlier, or my wife went to Dunkin' to grab coffee earlier, and I was like, "You got to pay it forward," because I froze. I didn't know what to do. I checked in later. I was like, did you pay it forward?" She's like, "There's nobody in line, so I'm trying to pay it forward." So we'll figure it out. That's a whole other problem.
Yeah. Well, then if you're listening in, hey, this is the spirit of Valentine's Day, right? And giving back and,
Absolutely.
and sharing the love within your local communities. So we challenge you to step in and pay it forward, find ways to give back or help somebody out maybe who's right behind you in line or is sitting down next to you at a restaurant tonight for that romantic Valentine's Day evening
Yeah,
dinner
I
or
love it.
lunch.
Go out, spread a good deed, make
Yep.
somebody happy. It's a great thing to do.
But what a fun way to start Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Let us know how that goes. Report back
I-
and let us know how the pay it forward
I'll
goes.
have to let you know.
Okay, cool. So
Love that.
go ahead. Will, I know we have some questions we want
Yeah.
to talk to John about. So go for it, my
Absolutely.
friend.
So, John, we covered who you are and what you're doing and why you're cold right now. But let's talk a little bit about the partnership perspective we have. There's some big news that we've recently shared about an awesome and powerful new solution that's embedded into ConnectWise RMM, right? And that's our Premier Network monitoring upgrade. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what we've done there with you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am following the heels of some amazing work here inside the Auvik team. I remember back, I think it was the 2022 IT Nation Connect when we first announced this relationship. And we've just continued to build on it here at Auvik. And
Love it.
the announcement here is about Premier, which includes some really, really powerful feature sets on top of the ConnectWise RMM. Predominantly around the net flow and the traffic insights features, where you're able to monitor the type of network data, the geographic location, and for the heat map and knowing where your traffic is actually heading off to. I think Vicky's offline. I wonder if the donkey got her.
I think
Listen.
Don Juan just got her.
Don Juan's trying to bite me now, so I'm getting out of the pasture.
And then syslog. Sorry, no, this could throw me off now. So the syslog features, being able to do just early time resolution, getting real time alerts on when things are happening on the devices, and I started earlier saying I spent about 16 years in this industry. These types of features are just so powerful when it comes to resolving issues. The NetFlow one jumped out to me in particular. There was a story I had around, this would have been back when I was Tier 1 Tech Days, where every 2 o'clock every day, our bank would call in and say, "Hey, everything's falling apart, like our network's dropping, our call quality's dropping." You remember back when call quality mattered, we weren't on all Zoom. And we couldn't figure it out, but it was every day at 2 p.m. And we knew there was a network spike, but we didn't know what was spiking the network. Well, with NetFlow, we would be able to know, it was FTP traffic. So one of the technicians had set up backups at 2 p.m. and not 2 a.m. and continued to take the bank network down. And that's like the power of NetFlow, being able to know what type of traffic's happening, where it's coming from. That way you can source the problem and solve those customer issues faster and earlier. And so NetFlow is a powerful piece.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of key pieces here. The geographic, I was talking to a technician earlier this morning who had told me that they've deployed the Auvik Premier components in their own home office. And they saw that there was traffic going off to China. They had bought a baby monitor. And
wow.
they saw the heat map and they were able to track it back to the baby monitor. The baby monitor was sending packets back to the distributor or the manufacturer where where it was manufactured, and we don't know what was being sent, but I know he told me he took that down and was able to kind of throw it out. And so, I mean, these are small little stories, but you amplify it across hundreds of customers, thousands of endpoints, and these stories start to become real quick, and you start to see the power of the value of Premier.
That is amazing. Like, you never think a baby monitor is going to be sending things across the ocean, right?
I know. It made me, I won't lie. We bought a bunch of, we have a new one back at home, a baby girl. She's only 5 months, and we have the monitor. And now I'm like, I need to set up, RMM Premier in my office just to make sure nothing's going anywhere.
I might have had the exact same thought. I was like, I need to set this up in my house to see where all of my traffic's going.
I don't think I want to know. I think there's like 100
Look,
devices at my house right now.
you never know, the toaster might be ratting you out to somebody.
It probably is.
Love it, man.
John, can you give us like some other use cases too? Because I feel like that is a really interesting one. And there were some other use cases that we used to educate on as well, from like why having this mapping is helpful for maybe some technicians that are at maybe a lower tier support level, right? Where it's able to kind of speed up the learning curve for them because they're able to identify these issues, and then So what are your thoughts on that?
No, I can jump in there. So I think the whole mantra of having these tool sets, and especially tools like in Premiere, is leveling up what might be a normal tier 1 technician, or maybe a technician that's newer to the workforce that never had to be skilled up on networking. Maybe they spend a lot of their time thinking about the problems of the day, and they haven't had to deal with a network before. And the reason things like Premiere are so powerful is because it helps pinpoint, right? And it drops that mean time to resolution. So that newer technician or that tier 1 technician who's cutting their teeth in the field has like that contextual data of where to start to troubleshoot. Another good example here on like that contextual data, we had an organization where we were doing a Premiere demo, and they rolled it out, and it was just a trial experience, and the school couldn't figure it out. The network completely went down during the demo, or during like the exact same demo trial period.
Oh my gosh.
And they saw that all the MacBooks in the school started to update at the exact same time and crashed the entire school network. And now, fortunately, we had like a really high level tiered technician who was able to quickly resolve and go work with the IT ops team to fix this. But if you were a tier 1 technician, you would have seen all the traffic spike. You would have had no idea where it was coming from. You wouldn't have known what type of traffic. You wouldn't have known where to go. You would have just known. You would have seen the symptoms. You would have seen the network down. You would have seen the calls coming in with the problem. You wouldn't have seen the actual, the things that, the core reason that the symptoms are existing. And so it's the context that's so key to help level up those technicians and pinpoint them to the problems instead of having to search and traverse across the whole network and find them themselves. And that's like the true power of something like a Premiere, is just you can get tier 2 quality out of a tier 1 tech with some of the context and some of the data we're feeding into them.
That's awesome.
This is super compelling right now. We have Keith Nelson who is commenting in the chat. He said, first of all, he said, John is the man. So you've got some cheerleaders out there, John, that are watching the Friday Field Report. And then he said directly after that, I'm going to go get this set up right now. So compelling stories, and and Keith Nelson's always on, which we love you, Keith.
I love Keith. Did you see his comment earlier? He said that he was there in the 1840s during the printing press. I was offline and I started cracking up. I love you, Keith. That's awesome.
We love Keith here on the show.
We sure do. Yeah. So, John, where are we going to see you next? What's happening? What's outside of the Friday Field Report? Where are we going to find you?
I am doing a lot of tech evangelism out on LinkedIn, but my next road show will be out at MSP GeekCon. Just being there in the community. Hey, will I see you there, Will? It sounds like so.
I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
Well, you'll have to demystify AI for me there, because I'm still a little mystified. But we'll do it in person.
Let's do it.
I'll be out there, and then the only other time I'll be out on the road this year, I'm really cutting it back with the baby Lucy back home, is IT Nation Connect. So I'll probably be out there and see my favorite folks. That's not even like I canned it. It's just truly like the one I want to be at every year.
I love it. Well, I'll see you there too.
We'll have to have a whole series.
So exciting. Absolutely. Just, we might as well just make our own extra demystifying series. I love it.
It'll be cold again by then, though, so I'll be excited. Yeah, well.
But you'll be in Florida, so it'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
So question for you guys then: if you're both going to MSP GeekCon, do we know if the speaking slots like announced yet, or? I know the ticket sales are going.
Yeah, they're very close. Yeah, ticket sales are going. That they call for speakers ended at the end of January, so I think they're going through everything right now. But I am super excited to see who all is going to be speaking and get more information. And as we get closer, I'm sure we will have some of our friends from MSP Geek drop into the field report to give us the down low.
Yeah. Love the geek community.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. All right, awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on the show today, John. We really appreciate it, and especially in the how cold is it there again? 10 degrees, 12 degrees.
So yeah, it's like 18, and then we have a little bit of wind chill. But being one of the being one of the few American workers based in Auvik here with the predominantly Canadian bases. I feel like, I'm earning my stripes here. So I'm doing my hardest. I'm doing my hardest to represent us well with my tuck on.
I love that. Yeah, your tuck. You're not your beanie or whatever. That's the Canadian word for it, right?
Yep.
Well, so I got to tell you, really quick story before we head out for the show. I earned my stripes with Auvik a few years ago. I went to their sales kickoff, which was, and it's in the dead of winter. And it used to be in Waterloo, Ontario. And I remember when I was pregnant, I went up there for their sales kickoff, and then we decided to walk to dinner, and it was like probably half a mile, and it was 14 degrees outside. It was so cold. So I'll never forget it. I know I live in Florida. I am very weak when it comes to cold weather, but I did walk more than half a mile, very pregnant in cold weather for an Auvik sales kickoff. So.
Vicky, we still do it. We still do sales kickoffs. January, Deep Toronto. I think it was like -4 degrees Fahrenheit there. So it's just it's a rite of passage for sales kickoff. That's all it is. But I have massive
character building exercise.
It is. But I have massive respect for traversing the cold terrain.
Yes, absolutely.
I will leave that to you guys. Have fun with that.
Well, you guys rock. This is such a fun show. It was so great to have you on, John. And Will, thanks, for, I know you're sweating right now on a field, and John's
so
freezing in a field.
Oh, I'm shivering, so I'll trade you Will any day. You let me know.
All right. I mean, look, I can always put more clothes on to stay warm. I can't take enough off and still be decent to stay cool. So
not for the field report.
Join us.
Not for the field report.
You did join us from a pool. You were in a pool that one time, so
walking about 15 feet that way and jumping into the pool after this.
All right. Well, before we head out, we have one more announcement that we want to make on the show.
Yes.
And we just want to say happy Valentine's Day from ConnectWise and our friends at Auvik. We appreciate the community. And these are some of the Valentine's Day messages and cards that we created for you. So thanks for being a part of who we are, and thank you for supporting the show. Will, do you have anything that you want to say to close this out for this special Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I hope everyone out there has a happy Valentine's or Quirky Alone Singles Day, and may your day be awesome, and may you have fun, and try not to spend too much, because that always makes the day after Valentine's Day slightly less pain or slightly more painful. Yeah. Also, half-price chocolate tomorrow. Don't forget.
Wonderful.
Awesome. What about you, John? You have anything you want to close us out with too before we head out?
No, I like the call to action earlier. We're gonna try to see if we can't start a pay it forward chain with every viewer. But I'm gonna read one of these cards because it is just so absurdly corny. You are shrimply the best. That's what I'm gonna leave us with. You are shrimply the best, because I am over here dying at these cards. But that one took the cake.
Awesome. Well, there's got to be a little bit of cheese on Valentine's Day, and especially on the Friday Field Report. So thanks again for tuning in, everyone. We look forward to seeing you for our next episode, which is in 2 weeks on February 28th. And until next time, have a great Valentine's Day. Have a great day. Bye.
Take care, everybody.